Hi, everyone. Welcome to Community CPA's webinar. Today is Thursday, so we have our guest speaker coming on every Thursday to talk to you and share different experiences that that resources for the community. So today we have LSI here with us. Caryn Kelly is with LSI's Welcome Center initiative. So she'll be talking about resources that are targeted for their immigrant and refugee services in LSI. So no responsibility disclaimer, of course, we just always say to be responsible when it comes to your particular business and what you hear on this webinar. Of course, information is always changing. So Caryn, again, thank you for joining us today. And of course, if you have questions for Caryn throughout this time, please feel free to put it in the chat and we can get to it later. So Caryn, again, she serves with LSI at the Welcome Center initiative, but previous to that, she's had experience working with refugee services in the West Des Moines Community Schools. She did intercultural outreach coordinator, ELL program. Is that correct, Caryn?
That's correct. Yep.
Awesome. So we're happy to have you here today. Do you want to give us the broad overview of LSI's immigrant and refugee services, some core aspects of it to start off the conversation?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here today. It's great to share more about our programs and kind of let you know what's in the works with LSI's Refugee and Immigrant Services. So the work we currently do is currently in 3 different buckets. The first one is education. We offer community-based English language classes around the Des Moines Metro. We also offer a program called Career Pathways, and that's helping individuals start careers in healthcare. And we also offer citizenship classes. And all of those opportunities are currently being offered online, and we'll be resuming in-person classes in the fall, which we're all very excited about. We also offer programs under family wellness. We work with the whole family. So that program really focuses on services for elderly clients, working with families who have become involved in the juvenile court system, helping with parenting and cultural differences. And then we also offer mental health therapy for people from different backgrounds. And then our final bucket is called economic development. And in that program, we have a farmer training and a farm incubation program, and that is called Global Greens. We've got farmers working out on a farm in West Des Moines, and then they are able to then sell and market their produce at a farmer's market that we offer every Saturday. They also sell at the market downtown Des Moines. And offer a community-supported agriculture box. So that's basically a subscription, and every week, if you're part of that system, you get a box of produce. So those are a few of the things that we have now. And within economic development, we have other opportunities that I'll be talking about a little bit more in depth later.
Awesome. Thank you. And so as you're coming into this is a new role, right, that was created. So can you tell us a bit about the goals of the Welcome Center initiative and what you're hoping to create as you're working towards this program?
Yes. So we know that Iowa, where we live, is a place that is experiencing some decline in population, and our business community is really eager to spur more immigration to central Iowa. So really the Welcome Center is meant to be a community hub of resources and services for immigrants. We also want it to be fun and exciting to really attract folks here, and then again offer basic services, but then also opportunities for individuals and families to really find their path in their new home and be able to access, learning opportunities or other things that their family needs to really sustain their way of life and build for the future.
Awesome. So this isn't a physical center yet, correct? It's
Not yet. This is a new initiative. Well, sort of new initiative, but right now we're really reaching out into the community to talk to our stakeholders and potential constituents, to really make some decisions around, what does it mean to thrive in your new home, and really drilling down to what specific elements does this center require to be successful, in terms of, how do we staff, how do we program? And then also a really important piece of this is, what's our physical location going to be? We want to make sure that it's accessible to those who may not have transportation of their own. And we really want to make sure that it includes all those different elements where we can offer services for the whole family.
awesome.
Mhm.
So I know that there are some programs that LSI has set up to help with financial self-sufficiency. So
Mhm.
can you tell us about the match and savings account and what that looks like?
Yeah, so we have a program under our Economic Development Department. The official name is Individual Development Account, or IDA. We think it's more understandable to call it a matched savings program. This is an opportunity for families to save towards a major purchase. And there are 4 major purchases that are acceptable under this program. The first is a home, car is the second, education tuition, for higher ed or a certificate program. And then the fourth one is the starting a small business. So in the match savings program, an individual can save a certain amount of money depending on which one they're trying to do. And then during that savings program, they take classes on whatever that asset is, understanding all of the rules, the regulations, what they're getting themselves into when you purchase a home or a car, and really providing that training. And then when they fulfilled the requirements and reached that goal savings amount, then that money is matched dollar for dollar, and that money can be used towards that big purchase.
Awesome. So do they go directly to LSI in order to get that set up, or are there partner institutions that you're working with?
So in order to get started, it would be LSI, and we'd make sure that, that individual met all of the requirements for the savings program. We partner with different institutions in the community, including Viridian Credit Union and Green State Credit Union, to offer that the educational opportunities, the financial literacy and asset classes. But to get started, it's just come to LSI and we can help.
Awesome. So you mentioned that one of those is for starting a business. So if somebody wants to do that, do you have any more information on what that looks like, particularly for business owners in this match and save program?
So we have a business development specialist who works with clients in the match savings program, who really, because it can be so individual, we really
Right.
work with the individual client to hear about their vision and work on a business plan for whatever that small business is intended to be. And then we look out into the community to find the resources or access other resources for that, in addition to offering classes on site. And those classes are offered with interpretation in whatever language our clients speak, because we know that some of those concepts can be kind of hard to understand, especially in a language that isn't your first language. So we really try to bridge that difference and create a chance for everyone to understand these opportunities and the steps towards them.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, especially when you're talking about finances, that's such a sensitive and personal topic that it's good to
Yes,
have somebody who does speak your native language to be able to communicate with
yes,
that with.
absolutely.
So I also know that LSI has the Child Care Business Development program. So can you tell us a bit about what that is if somebody's interested in being a child care provider?
Mhm. Yeah, we noticed, as our agency used to resettle individuals, and we found that there were really limited options for families to place their children in a daycare that felt comfortable, with whom they could communicate. Again, those language and cultural differences can sometimes be challenging to overcome. So we found that many folks who were arriving wanted to become in-home childcare providers. So our childcare provider training helps train individuals on the business of childcare and how to begin a business in your home. We partner with Iowa Child Care Resource and Referral to make sure that all of the requirements are met. And then we provide ongoing support and technical assistance for those now small business owners who are providing childcare in their home, for other members of their cultural and linguistic community, and really help build up their skills in terms of early childhood development and also small business development and management.
Perfect. So in terms of, I know that we didn't talk about this very much prior, but do you have any numbers or statistics on refugees and immigrants in this area that we are the target population, I guess? What are some ethnic groups that LSI really serves in your programs?
So we really strive to serve as many folks as we can. We have a team of interpreters, and also a team of bilingual community associates. Largely,
awesome.
yeah, and those folks, the difference is that a bilingual community associate does some of this work on their own as an individual associate. An interpreter always works with someone else just interpreting information. So that's the difference. But we work with a number of families really from all over. I think there's a great number of childcare providers from the Bhutanese community, the Burmese community, Somali community, and really it's anyone who's interested will make the class happen. And again, with that interpretation, so that information is understood on a deep level.
That's awesome. Yeah, very much needed. So you mentioned some of the partners that you're working with for the programs. Are you looking for other partners right now as you're looking towards the Welcome Center or for any of these programs? How can someone get connected and involved with the great work that LSI is already doing?
Yeah, so we are actively talking to different members, different organizations in the community to share more about our work and also to understand from, different perspectives, business community, education community, what challenges and strengths does each of these organizations have in welcoming new populations to the area. We know that immigration and refugee resettlement are going to uptick in the coming year, and we want to make sure that organizations feel prepared and ready. So one way to really engage in the work is you can contact me and we can talk more about what are we trying to do and how do we create these connections between organizations who have an interest in a common goal of creating a prosperous and abundant central Iowa for all of us. So we're really just trying to share the good work that we're doing at LSI already and really strengthen those services with our partners and create new opportunities for families as they continue to arrive here in our beautiful state.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much, Caryn. I really appreciate your time. I know if there are anybody right now who would like to ask her any questions, feel free to pop it in the chat. But her contact is also up on the screen right now. So Caryn.Kelly at lsiowa.org, and that is also their website and social media page, so you can find out more about the work that they're doing. I know it's a pretty broad work that LSI shoots to achieve. So there might be a question chat. Okay.
Oh yeah, I see a question.
Yeah. Yep. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about that. Yeah, so spreading out of the Des Moines area into other parts of Iowa. Yes, let me tell you a little bit about that. So LSI currently is only operating in the Des Moines Metro area, but we are currently trying to establish these match savings programs in Cedar Rapids, the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City area. And then our next goal will be in the Sioux City area. So along with the match savings program, over the next year, our growth will also include new resettlement to those two areas and support services in terms of, building English as a second language classes and other consulting services to help create a more welcoming community. So yes, right now just Des Moines, but we are actively working on those partnerships across the state. So if you are in a different area of the state, I would love to hear from you. You can send me a message and we can kind of scratch the surface and see, what might be available in your area.
Perfect. So of course, if there are any other questions, I am also happy to pass them along to Caryn and those who are at LSI. So feel free to email me as well, Catherine@communitycpa.com, and I'm happy to serve as a connector. Community CPA, we are open Monday through Saturday, 6 days a week, from 8:30 to 5:30. So we have locations in Des Moines, Iowa City, Coralville, and Twin Cities, Minnesota. So and of course, we're still serving people remotely as well. So thank you everybody for joining today. Thank you, Caryn, for taking the time and sharing a bit about what the Refugee and Immigrant Services at LSI are doing. We really appreciate your time here.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.